Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Junita and my student number is 001. So I would like to explain about the social learning perspective of educational technology. So for the first material, it explains about the introduction. The way that people and organizations communicate is changing as a result of social media. It demonstrates how social media has made it possible for students to engage in a new kind of learning where they may access classes, study materials, and follow students whenever and wherever they want. Learning through social media can foster a high level of interaction amongst people who are geographically, chronologically, and culturally distant. The chapter also covers how to create and manage learning communities, how to quantify group learning, and the roles of technology in social learning. So learning using social media can help students learn more easily. And then for the second material, it explains about the benefit of social learning. The concept of social learning highlights how individuals learn from social interactions in communities and groups. Collaborating in a group setting allows students to gain experience and develop skills such as critical thinking, self-reflection, and construction of knowledge. Uh, and there are four main categories of benefits associated with social learning. There are social, psychological, academic, and assessment. For the first social benefit, develop a social support system for students so that they can more easily get advice and information from others to answer questions and problems because the social psych is well developed. And social benefit can building diverse understanding among students and instructor. Positive relationship between different types of people are encouraged in social learning to develop a broad perspective and understanding. Also building a positive atmosphere for collaboration. Learners who participate in peer interaction usually have positive attitudes and motivations that lead to active in responding to problems and generating a friendly environment. For the second is psychological benefit. Increase self-confidence through student-centered teaching. Students can be bold in taking responsibility for questions, applying knowledge, and making meaning of new concepts, and reduce anxiety through cooperative learning environments. In the social world of learning, learners are usually in a supportive environment to manage conflict resolution and get help with supportive environment to manage conflict resolution and get help to solve problems so that students do not need to be anxious in managing social communication between other students when learning begins. Develop a positive attitude towards the teacher in an open and supportive learning environment. In a social learning environment, the environment is open, which allows teacher to have fluent conversations with students. In addition, the teacher can get to know the students better and provide appropriate guidance. And then for the fourth is and for the third is academic. The third is academic benefit. There are the benefit of is academic. Number one is improve classroom learning outcomes, including higher quality decisions and better performance in complex tasks. And then improve critical thinking skills through analyzing information from a broader perspective, and active student engagement in the learning process, leading to increased interest in learning, and improve problem-solving techniques through collaborative discussion and immediate feedback from peers. And last, for the last is assessment. Assessment benefit. Collaborative teaching techniques in social learning include utilizing various kinds of assessments, such as evaluating the quality of student interactions in addition to exams and other artifacts. The instructor has more opportunities to interact with students. Also, for the next material is social learning and computer-supported collaborative learning. Social learning and collaborative learning have a strong relationship, especially when technology is involved, such as in computer support collaborative learning, CSCL builds on Vygotsky's social development theory and Stahl's collaboration approach, which emphasizes the shared construction of knowledge and understanding. And then for the next material, I'll explain about social learning and about building and managing learning communities and groups. There are 5. So for the first is forming. Forming is when people with similar aims get together, they need to be aware of the team members' traits. Allowing members to get to know one another and their tasks is crucial at this point. At this point, it is important to talk about the effort scope, develop the task handling strategies, and set the ground rules for interaction. And for the second is storming. As the group tries to accomplish a task, conflict about responsibilities, division, or rules may surface. Important things at this stage are listening to others, clarify ideas, finding solutions, and testing ideas so that the ideas of others can be digested properly. And therefore, the fourth is performing. Performing is the stage in which a group achieves genuine interdependence, unity, and task orientation. Members collaborate smoothly, playing different roles as needed. Problem solving becomes critical at this stage. To promote group development, it's worth noting that not all groups reach this stage. And then for the last is adjourning. Adjourning is the stage when a group is terminated after the task is completed or when the group disbands for any reasons. The focus at this stage is on concluding the achievement, recognizing member contributions, and allowing members to say goodbyes to each other. It is important to note that not all groups reach this stage. And then I would like to explain maybe my PPT have a problem, so I will to explain it. Building and managing small groups and communities. So in small groups, grouping in a classroom setting can be decided by students, teacher, or randomly assigned depending on the task and group characteristics. The ideal group size is generally considered to be 4 to 5 people before grouping factors such as the time it takes for a group to learn, student experience, and available materials that should be considered. For methods of grouping include random, score-based, interest-based, and feeling-based. Students should have the chance to change groups, and the role of each team member should be clarified. And in the managing communities, the establishment and managing of a learning community is essential for social learning, and it follows the group development law. Informality, familiarity, honesty, and openness are essential elements to build a prosperous learning community. There are 4 stages for building and managing a learning community. There are introductions involved within the group, form primary interaction, and promote real collaboration. Methods such as self-introduction, icebreaking tasks, Making group rules, providing feedback on interactions, and writing reflection can be used in each stage to promote group interaction and collaboration. And then the next material is about analysis and measure social learning. The interaction pattern of individuals is important in assessing social learning and is represented by a social network structure made up of nodes and ties. Social network analysis is used to assess social networks using key terms such as sociogram, density, centrality, in degree, and out degree. So sociogram visualize the social network structure. Density represents the connection degree of the network, and centrality describes a number of ties an actor has. In degree and out degree are used to describe actors in a network with direction higher in degree means a actor receives more information, while higher out degree means the actor provides more information. And then next material is about content analysis. Interacting and discussing with others can depend on individuals in understandings of the content as and is related to knowledge building. Knowledge building is defined as production and improvement of ideas of values to a common community through interactive questioning, discussing, improvement. Content interaction is measured through content analysis, which involves analysis text data from chats, discussion boards, and log files using a coding scheme, coding the text and analyzing the results. This type of deep learning is different from deep learning is in machine learning. And then for the next material is about, I'm sorry, my PPT have the problem with it, so I would like to explain it. Cognitive task analysis, or CTA. Cognitive task analysis, or we can call it CTA, which is a technique used to analyze performing tasks and problem solving related to the content to be learned. CTA makes use of observations, interviews, and talk aloud techniques to extract both explicit and implicit experience. Key aspects of CTA include identifying relevant knowledge representations, applying knowledge elicitations techniques, and developing the results for testing with less experienced persons. One crucial aspect of CTA is to identify key distinctions and decision points that influence what a problem solver or decision maker does. And for the group performance, traditional assessment methods such as final test and artifact or product collection are used to analyze group performance and conclude what they know or can do. The final test and artifact or product creation were assessed using an evaluation scheme. Zhang 2017 analyzed the final products of collaborative inquiry activities among 4 primary schools in China by using the coding scheme proposed by Lai and Wang 2015 and found that all groups made great effort to collaboratively draw artifacts. This shows all students in all groups have a strong sense of responsibility in showing good test results. And then after that, I would like to explain about the key point. For the first, social learning can be considered as a change in understanding that goes beyond the individual to be placed within a broader social unit. For the second, the benefits of social learning can be summarized into the three categories: social, psychological, and academic. Technological features in social learning can be described to encourage students' collaboration. And for the fourth, the process of grouping development can be described based on a 5-stage model, such as forming, norming, storming, performing, and adjustment. And for number 5, building a learning community usually includes 5 steps, such as introduction, identification with the group, interaction, group cohesion, and individual reflection, and extensive questioning. And the last is group performance can be measured and analyzed in 3 aspects, namely social interaction, content interaction, and group products. So I think just that's it for my material today. See you next time, and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.